Somebody who seems to relish being stuck in their trauma or creating drama for others instead of working to heal from the situations that they've been through. They like to use that to feel superior to others, but they're still the type of person who they'll overreact to a situation just to be able to put you in your place, or they'll create conflict out of midair just because to them it's like breathing air to be able to see somebody kind of crumble or to make somebody upset, to feel that they have that power over someone else's mood. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Hello, Stephen. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com, and you can find that in the description box along with more information on how to get access to more content as a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Rachel. What's up? Oh, perfect timing. In that description box, you can also find out how to get to my Etsy page if you would like to buy a homemade soy candle. And I think I actually want to light another one because it is a little bit dark. And then we will get started. All right. Let's get a few more from the Miracle Tarot. Hello, Key Controller. What's up? Hello, Olga. Hello, Dizzy Lizzy. How are you doing? Key Controller, you staying out of trouble today? What else do we have? The Moon in the reverse. The Devil in the reverse. Okay, so they like to start trouble and then be like, it wasn't me. What are you talking about? I'm just saying normal things, and it's not my fault that you react that way to them. So they like to pass the buck. They like to make other people the problem, even though they quite often are doing the gossip thing or taking things the wrong way just so that they can justify an outburst. We've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, or in this case, the Eight of Rings, because they don't actually want to do the work. They don't want to actually work on themselves or heal from the situations in their past. They want to live in that. Thank you, Suvik. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Satarupa's feelings for Suvik. And next action. Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you. And we're only 3 minutes in, just to give you a heads up, Suvik. So it'll be approximately 30 minutes. And then I'll dive into those personal questions. Well, that sounds like fun, Rachel. Hopefully you can enjoy the later hours. What else do we have? Eight of Swords and the Chariot. So if you tried to corner this person or, ask them why they said the thing that they said, or if they knew that they would have that impact on someone when they said that thing, they're just gonna walk away. They don't want to be faced with the reality of how they create chaos for others or how they start arguments. For them, they really enjoy the attention, and they like being able to manipulate people to go from blaming them to then feeling like they have to acquiesce. Ten of Swords, King of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. Unfortunately, they seem to use something that's happened to them in the past, or maybe even something as far as their health. They like to use that as justification for starting problems for other people. But with the King of Wands in the reverse, this is you don't have a good grasp on your anger, or you use that emotion in an irresponsible way. So they're addicted to the chaos. Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So we have someone who's calling this person out. That could be you. That could be somebody that you're dealing with. Maybe you're just sitting there with some popcorn watching what happens. But we have someone who basically says that's selfish, or what you're doing is attention-seeking behavior. What you need to do is actually deal with the problems in your past and heal from them. The star is about healing. If you were to deal with that, then you would be less sensitive, or you would find that there's less drama around you. But they're over here like, but like I'm kind of comfortable with that drama and I don't want to leave it. Could also be about somebody who stays in a toxic relationship. They know that it's toxic. They add to the toxicity. But they want to be able to talk to you about how upset they are by it. Well, if there's something here that isn't working for you and you continue to do the same thing, then, you know, maybe it's time to change the behavior. That works, Rachel. Hello, Carter. How are you doing? Hello, Whoa. What's up? We have the World, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So this feels to me like a friend who is sitting this King of Wands in the reverse down and saying, hey, let's just like talk about this, because I've noticed that there tends to be unnecessary arguments or drama surrounding you, and I feel like we can solve this. I feel like we can eradicate that. Let's see if we can do something that promotes a more peaceful environment or social circumstance for you. What could we potentially do to wrap up or address the problems from your past so they don't keep coming back up for you? This is someone who cares about the King of Wands in the reverse. This Queen of Cups, of course, it could be somebody that is in love with the King of Wands in the reverse, but I'm more so picking up that we have somebody who genuinely cares and is more of a platonic, like, let's figure this out. Let's sit down and talk about this, because I don't think we need to keep having these arguments, or I don't want you to lose friends over the gossiping or the chaos. Hello, Yesenia. How are you doing today? If you want to pop that question into a super chat, I can add it to the list for after the general reading. What else do we have? Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Wands. So if you were visiting the bathroom at your workplace and there were 3 sinks in that bathroom, and you eventually over time realize that the sink on the left never has hot water, it's only super cold water. Maybe that's your thing, that's fine. You might start avoiding that sink altogether, right? Oh, they haven't fixed it, and I would really like to wash my hands with like warmer water. This is somebody who would keep going to that left sink because they want to be able to complain that they haven't been able to wash their hands the way they want to. So this friend is saying, why are we expecting a different outcome but doing the same thing over and over again? Why are we getting to that crossroads where we have a decision and we choose the same thing and then we get upset by getting the same outcome? This Queen of Cups is asking in a respectful way and making a suggestion, basically referring to their own healing. So whoever this Queen of Cups is, does not have to be a woman, by the way. It could be you. They're saying, I see you dealing with some issues. I see you frustrated, or I see there being some arguments here. But what could we do to be in that Six of Wands instead? How could we move past those things that cause the problem? Now, one could argue maybe someone could fix the sink. But until that happens, we could use the other sinks, right? This is someone who's trying to be compassionate and understanding and sharing their own experience. You know, I dealt with anxiety, or I dealt with, you know, PTSD or whatever it is. And this is what helped me to get to a better place. Is there a possibility that something like that could help you too? Hello, David. The large majority of these cards have been donated to the channel. Hello, West Coast. Danny, how we doing? This is the Tattoo Tarot. And I've had this tarot deck longer than almost every tarot deck. I think I may have started the channel with them, which is approaching 5 years. I think we're at 4.5 years now. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Three of Cups in the reverse. So instead of, you know, feeling purpose through some sort of argument or chaos or starting drama, let's think about what we could do to establish some stability. Let's think about the choices that we're making. The Lovers is not always about soulmates, although it could indicate that this Queen of Cups really does care and wants to help, right? But I think this is saying, let's make a different choice. Let's stop repeating the behavior because it's not solving the actual problem, right? Ten of Cups. The Star in the reverse and the Three of Swords in the reverse. So things would be easier, you'd feel a sense of belonging, and you could let go of some of that negative energy around you if you were to choose this other path. So someone is showing love, right? Hey, take my hand, let's go on this journey of healing. I'll tell you, you know, what I did, and we can find something that works for you. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing, right? Hello, Jelly. I avoid health questions, to be honest. If you do want me to read or pull a few cards for you, you can put your request in a super chat, but I do prefer to avoid health readings. Hello, HRH. How are you doing today? Hello, Cesar. If you would like to comment, I would just ask that you use lowercase letters, please. It doesn't have to all be lowercase, but feels like you're yelling at me when you use all uppercase, okay? Page of Swords in the reverse and the Knight of Wands. Sometimes when people are gossiping, the temptation is, let's return fire with fire. Let's make this person feel bad about themselves so that they stop talking about others. That might work sometimes, but I'm more of a fan of going to the source, sitting down with the person who's the start of the drama and asking, is there something we can do to find common ground? Can we do something to address this so that we don't have to consistently resort to arguing or yelling or drama? Because I feel like there's got to be a way to make this better. Hello, Samir. Hello, Mark. How are you doing today? Olga, just as I will ask people to refrain from judging those that like the tarot, I will also ask that you be a little bit kinder to those who believe in God. You're welcome to your own beliefs, but I do feel it's important to have tolerance for other people's beliefs, okay? No worries, Rachel. Hello, AD. Well, I probably have more education than you, AD. But I will encourage you to reconsider, because sometimes you like to perhaps judge a whole group of people at once, but you don't know what you're missing out on. It's the people who assume that they're the smartest people in the room who lose out on the opportunity to gain perspective. So, yeah, be careful with that. We have Temperance in the reverse and the Emperor in the reverse. This King of Wands in the reverse likes to stir the pot or cause drama for others because it gives them a sense of control after experiencing a lot of things that made them feel a lack of control. So that chaos, Temperance in the reverse, if it's, you know, unpredictable for everyone else, that's fine, but they're the one who's starting it. So for them, it's like, okay, let's like sit back and watch the fireworks now. It's not a healthy way to deal with the issues. It's not a healthy way to deal with that sense of not having control. This is the Poe Tarot. Hello, Falafel. How are you doing? Did you bring a falafel for us? I had the most delicious falafel ever in Germany. Maybe someday I'll be able to get back there. Yeah. Some food just like stays with you, even though it's been like decades, you know? Well, I don't think it's been decades, but we have the Lovers. And so all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. I think this is someone who's been heartbroken. So I felt like I was with someone that I was going to be with for the rest of my life, and it didn't go that way, and that pain associated with that loss is something that I use to inflict pain on others, emotional pain. We have the Star. When the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the Queen of the Angels to shield me from harm. So yes, there is a loss or some sort of trauma in their past, but this King of Wands in the reverse has chosen to make that like who they are versus addressing the pain. Yes, exactly. Ace of Wells, which is the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Wells or Six of Cups. Beauty of whatever kind in its supreme development invariably excites the sensitive soul to tears. This is someone who feels more alive when they feel that someone else also has sadness. And I'm of the opinion that making other people feel upset doesn't do anything to limit the frustrations that you have, right? It's much better to try to lift others up than drag them down with you. Thank you, Yesenia. I'm adding that for you. What is the reason ex Carlos called? And we're at almost 19 minutes, so probably about 15 or so minutes, and then I will start those personal questions. Hello, cool girl. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, I'm sorry to your friend who got fired. I hope they find an even better job. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. Thank you for the flow state. I appreciate that clip. Seven of Pumpkins or the Seven of Pentacles. Strength in the reverse. And the Two of Lightning or Two of Swords. So if there is a weakness or an injury that has not healed, let's take the opportunity to address it, right? Yes, it is. That's why I said thank you, Clip. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm probably a little bit unusual, Clip, but I go live on average 3 times a day. So I think it's scary for a lot of people, and it can be, right, to deal with people live, but it enables me to actually connect with people in the collective, which I really enjoy. So we have the Two of Swords, which is a crossroads, and we had that earlier in the reverse. Someone who was our Queen of Cups approaching the King of Wands in the reverse and saying, there's a better way to deal with this. We don't have to be creating chaos in other people's lives to distract from the pain that you feel. We could just deal with the pain. There's that Queen of Cups energy again. So would you like to actually address that and change how you approach socializing with others and, you know, healing from the past? Or are you really bought into trying to make everything uncomfortable for others? Is that the only way you feel better about it, right? Hello, Jamaica, how are you doing? Did I say hello to Carrie? Hello. Yes, thank you everyone for liking. I appreciate it. Two of Pumpkins or Two of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Four of Pumpkins or Four of Pentacles. So, if you were raised in a chaotic environment, it could mean that you end up feeling comfort, or you feel like you're in the space that you understand when you're in a different chaotic environment, even as it may be really uncomfortable for others. This is someone who seems to feel that that chaos is something that they can hide within, or something that they can feel more comfortable within. And this Queen of Cups is trying to show that things could be much better if there was a change in this regard. This is the Native American Tarot. This is the general reading as of right now, HRH. Hello, Delinia. Matriarch of Shields, which would be the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. You look lost. Let me show you the way. You look angry. Let me help you laugh. You look like you need a hug. Come here. This friend, the Queen of Cups, who has been through their own trials and tribulations and also healed. Healing is an ongoing process, right? It's not like you get to a certain point, you're like, cool, I'm all done. I'm like perfect and stuff. Never have to heal again. Because life is going to be life, right? And sometimes be challenging. It's a roller coaster. But this Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles energy knows what it is to stay with it and to focus on those things, to not let the world get you down. They're offering a helping hand to the King of Wands in the reverse. Let's deal with that issue. Let's, take a different approach. Let's put your energy into manifesting abundance instead of creating chaos for other people. Hello, John. How are you doing? Warrior of Shields, the Knight of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse. So we had somebody who was set on starting arguments all the time, who is now being offered a way to change their self-sabotaging ways and think about things differently. your, life doesn't get easier because you make other people suffer or because you trip them while they're walking past. Let's see what we can do to address what makes you feel like life is difficult. Let's let go of the things from the past or forgive the people who hurt you. Doesn't mean you have to let them right back in. And I think this King of Wands in the reverse might initially be quite stubborn and not want to listen to the Queen of Cups, but they're softening. They're starting to realize there's something to be said about giving up the fight and no longer being in love with chaos. There's truth in what this friend is saying. So we keep getting the number 5. The 5s are about changes. You're right. Maybe I can help something grow instead of like pulling people down or creating upset people. Maybe I could actually plant a garden, right? Cultivation. Maybe I could actually manifest a new job or more friends or a new relationship if I wasn't so busy trying to create drama, right? We're going to go with the situations deck. Hey, King, if you're commenting in live chats on channels like that, you're telling the algorithm that's what you want to see. Now, I personally believe my channel has its own thing going on. Stay for a while, put your feet up, see what the people are like in the live chat. But if you're going to be overly critical, just know that we might whack-a-mole you out, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome to sit. You're welcome to enjoy the other company. But I don't think I'm like everybody else. At the very least, I shuffle like a weirdo. What else do we have? Legal. Hamster wheel. Surviving. Daily hustle. And magnetic, unexplainable, pull, and can't resist. See, this loving friendship energy from the Queen of Cups is calm and patient. Sit down for a spell. Let's talk about what's going on. I don't want to sit in judgment of you. I want to share my story and let you know how I turned my life around, or let you know how I was able to let go of the things that had upset me earlier in my life and focus on things differently. Right? Hello, Two. How you doing today? Hello, Quit. What's up? Sold, moving, physical, location change, and waves, emotions coming and going. Sometimes all it takes is for somebody to sit down with that kind of angry person and say, let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do to change it. Maybe you're growing tired of the same thing. We could put your energy towards something different, and you could take control of those emotions instead of letting them control you, right? Thank you, Two. How am I doing on my spiritual journey? I've added that for you. Thank you. And I hope your day is going well. What else do we have? Racing, running, avoiding. Yeah, I think we have someone who has gone through a divorce or been cut off from somebody, and it was quite painful to lose that person. But our Queen of Cups is trying to help the King of Wands in the reverse deal with that emotion instead of ignoring it or letting them stay in that angry energy, right? What do I want? We're going to go with the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? So let me know if I'm saying your name wrong, by the way, or if you want to be called something else, but I just see the word quit at the beginning, so that's what I'm calling you. If you would like to put your question in a super chat, just like 2 did earlier, or Align Your Soul did, then I add it to the list and I start those personal questions in about 5 minutes. You can also donate a membership to somebody else. Hey, Yesenia, I have not started the personal questions yet. It'll be in a little over 4 minutes. You want me to call you Q? That works for me. Yeah, if it's Kita, I can do that, but Q works. What else do we have? We have the stars. Wow. Sometimes all it takes is for someone to want to better understand. It reminds me of an adorable video with a young feral kitten who had been mistreated, and the little kitten was in a box, and a cat, I think it was a mama cat, was very calm, moved slowly, and even though there were some, from the little kitten, the cat stayed there. And that calm energy helped the kitten to realize, maybe I don't have to be fighting everybody. Maybe there are people that I could call a friend, right? So we have someone going through the dark night of the soul. With that cross, we have, okay, maybe I need to stop avoiding the hurt that I feel and deal with it and address it and feel those emotions and be able to move on, right? Hello, Kanish, how are you doing? Hello, Sibel, what's up? So we have the bouquet and the labyrinth. Recognition. Maybe most people just see you baring your teeth or getting angry all the time, but I see somebody who's hurt. So I want to see what I can learn about you. I'm willing to be patient even though it might be difficult, because I was in that spot before too. And I learned how to process that anger. I learned how to be, less burdened by the anger from the past and let go of those angry emotions. Hello, DTJ, how are you doing? So we have the paths and the love, or the hearts card. Now again, we could be talking about somebody who is in a romantic connection, but what I'm picking up on is platonic love. I see you struggling, or I see you going through a tough time, and if there's something I can do to alleviate that for you, or, take your hand and guide you towards a better way so that you can enjoy life and not have to be, surrounded by those raw feelings, surrounded by anger, then that's what I want to do. So this Queen of Cups is a healer. If you identify as a healer, you have likely been able to inspire others around you, even if they were in that gossip, chaotic energy. Let's move forward. Let's do things differently. Let's smile a little bit more, but not because we're ignoring the pain, but because we find a way to actually process it. Hello, Bashoa, how are you doing? Yes, exactly, Rachel. Hey, James, how are you doing today? All right, we're gonna dive into personal questions. We've got Suvik, and then Yesenia, and then 2. We're gonna start with the Morgan Greer. What are Satarupa's feelings for Suvik, please? How does Satarupa feel for Suvik? You're welcome, Rachel. does Satarupa feel for Suvik, please? So there's some inconsistency here. I do feel like there is some concern that there is secrecy between the two of you. This is like, I want to believe that we have a really strong connection, but I find it difficult to trust. Maybe there's been something you said and then it changes. Maybe your moods are difficult to predict. But Satarupa is wanting more clear communication. So if you're asking how Satarupa feels for you, Satarupa wants to know how you feel for them as well. There is like hopeful energy here that this is a long-term friendship, relationship, connection. But it's not easy to get to that point without being like able to communicate about those things. So is this loving energy? Yes. You make me feel like I can handle the difficulties ahead, but I want to be able to be more vulnerable with you. I want to be able to have those communications or those conversations with you and know that I can trust you. So there's a desire for more closeness. What's the next action? What is Satarupa's next action, please? I'm going to lead by example. So I want to know what's going on for you. I want to know if there is something else that I need to know. So I'm going to start that conversation, or I'm going to tell you how I feel in hopes that you tell me, right? Amen, James. Oh, good. You got some time off of work. You deserve it. I hope you're able to put your feet up. Hello, Jess. How are you doing? So there is attraction and desire for a new chapter. Let's take what we've learned so far and work on it because we're able to communicate more. So I hope that's helpful, Suvik. I'm rooting for you. Let's see what we've got for Yesenia. This is the Spellcaster's Tarot. Is there a reason that Yesenia's ex Carlos called? Is there a reason that Yesenia's ex Carlos called? I want to make things right, or I want to heal the issues between us. Does this mean Carlos feels like... Okay. So we have Magician in the reverse and the Hanged Man. And this is someone who feels like they need to take a different approach. I didn't know the right way to deal with the situation, so it's like I took a stab at it, but I was wrong. So is this about wanting to apologize? Yes. I feel like I need to be honest with you. I feel like I need to communicate with you. Otherwise, we won't be able to move forward, right? Hello, Dana. How are you doing today? I sure hope so, James. Let me add you to the list. Well, tonight be cool for me. Thank you, James. What else about Carlos and the reason for calling Yesenia, please? I feel like there was good news that Carlos has, and it's like, I want to share it with you. But I'm nervous because I don't know how you would feel if I contacted you, or I don't know how you currently feel towards me. This is someone who views you as like one of the most important people that they've met. But I didn't treat you the way that I should have, or I haven't treated you the way that I should have. And there's been some effort that Carlos has made to let go of immature behavior or let go of fear. So this could be someone who was afraid to really let loose and love. This could be someone who was really nervous about letting someone get to know them. And I also feel like Carlos has admitted to himself that there might be a better way to deal with anger than how he has previously done. So things have gotten better in his life because of this willingness to appreciate a different perspective or take a different approach. It seems like a very healthy reason to want to communicate with you. There is a little bit of a, I hope I can express this the right way, you know? That sounds good, James. Honestly, before my last reading yesterday, I took a nap and it was like all I could do to get my brain working again to do another reading. But I did it. I came back. All right, Yesenia, I hope that helps. And I hope things improve for you all. Thank you, Dana. Let me add that for you. Anything I need to know from Spirit? Thank you. I've added that for you. Let's see what we've got for 2. 2, do you get like sick of the same tarot? Maybe I should use one of the new ones. I feel like this one. I already used the Native American one, or I would use that for you because I think you said you liked that one. But this is the Bee Tarot. And it's delightful. It's so beautiful. If I don't use it and I see you do a super chat again, I will try to prioritize using that one for you. It is gorgeous. And I feel like this would be pretty well aligned for you. Look at how beautiful that one is. Anyways, okay, sorry. We'll focus. How is 2 doing with regards to the spiritual journey, please? How is 2 doing on the spiritual journey? Ace of Jars in the reverse. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Prince of Jars or Knight of Jars in the reverse. And the 4 of Jars, which would be the 4 of Cups. So, because you probably haven't seen these yet, here's the Ace of Cups. 4 of Swords. Rachel, if you're still out there, do you know what that makes me think of? And the Knight of Cups in the reverse and the 4 of Cups. So this feels to me like you need to be a little bit kinder to yourself. I feel like you've been overly harsh. The way that it's coming through is if you were talking to a child of yours, what kind of tone and what kind of words would you use? You're being too quick to judge yourself. So it's like, be kinder, talk of yourself in a more positive way, because I do feel like there is an expectation here for you to get everything figured out in record timing. But the truth is, your healing is more like it takes root when you like savor each moment, right? So you haven't reached maybe where you would like to be, but it is within reach. There's something here that you're meant to let go of. Hello, Basira. How are you doing? And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So you have this impressive movement forward. And to me, it's coming through like if you are driving a road that has a bunch of lights and it's always heavy traffic, and you make it through like 5 lights and they're green lights and you didn't have to stop, but then you have to stop at the last one. It's like, it's okay. Maybe you just need a little bit of a breather. So don't rush it. You're doing well, but expecting things to be like a little bit too fast. Is this saying that she needs a little bit of a break? Yes. Look at that with the Princess of Wands. Specifically, this is saying you might benefit from having a bit of a meditative chat with yourself or with somebody who has passed on. Because I feel like there is some like confirmation or direction that you will get from that meditative chat, right? Hello, CTF. How are you doing? But we have the King of Wands indicating that you have this bold energy, you have the right direction, but it's the speed that's off. So if you can allow yourself to drive at a slower pace and not feel like you have to rush, things will be much easier for you. Tomorrow's boat day. That sounds awesome, CTF. I'm sending you healing energy. Be good to yourself. You got this. And let's see what we've got for James. James, I think we shall use the Royal Fez Moroccan card for you. I love these as well. All right, so will tonight be cool for James? Will tonight be cool for James? No. Sorry. There's going to be some chaos here. There's going to be somebody who's selfish. There's going to be somebody who speaks before they think about it. And I feel like you have to choose, do I want to get involved in that and tell somebody they need to chill out, or do I want to just walk the other way? And survey says, you have the ability to calm the situation. You have the ability to change the mood. Are you funny, James? I feel like you might be a bit of comic relief during a moment that is very trying or stressful. So other people might be messing it up, but you're over here like, I ain't here for that. We're going to be in a better mood. Ready, set, go. See? So other people are in this 4 of Cups energy, and you come along and you're like, I don't like it. I don't want the 4 of Cups, like angry, disconnected, irritable energy. We're going to like pull ourselves together and we're going to be happy, dang it. And you bring back whatever sunshine or happiness is supposed to be there. Sorry, I got to cover up some naughty bits. I see you being the comic relief. You saved the day. Not that you should always have to be that, but you are tonight. I do feel like there's someone here who's going through it. I don't know if it's a breakup. I don't know if it's financial issues. But this Knight of Cups is that like charming energy. So you might be a healer. Or you're just meant to be a comedian. but you make things easier to deal with tonight. So they are lucky to work with you, or they are lucky to be around your energy. And I hope that it's also a very abundant night for you. Let's see what we've got for Dana. This is the Egyptian Tarot. Hello, Darnell. How we doing? You're welcome, James. Hello, other James. Hello, Envy. What's up? Hey, Michael. You're welcome to the live chat, and I appreciate that you have some beliefs. But let's make sure that we're not going to be judgmental of other people's beliefs, okay? So we've got Dana up next. What does Dana need to know from Spirit, please? Knight of Swords, Emperor in the reverse, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. This looks to me like there's somebody who wants to apologize and offer some clarity around a situation where they lost control. So this is somebody, I don't feel like this is a romantic individual. This could be at work, this could be family, this could be a friend. But this is somebody who was having a bad day and they took it out on you. This is someone who, in a moment, they had, you know, some stimulus or whatever, something that they wanted to respond to, and they chose to be mean. They chose to, like, start a fight or be condescending, and they feel like they owe you an apology. So they're coming back around, and their energy is very different from the last time, or from whenever this argument happened. And they have a different perspective now. Maybe they've been able to clear their head. Maybe they may have been able to think about how they would feel if they were in your situation. But I feel like they want to apologize and let you know that they're not going to act that way again. They know that you deserve better. Yeah, very loving, and like, even if it's platonic, it's like, I want you to know that you deserve better than that, and I know that. It's a little bit of an oopsies. I shouldn't have done that. I let my frustrations get the best of me, and I should have been kinder to you. So I'm glad they are taking accountability, but even beyond that, they want to make clear that they're going to take cautionary measures. They're going to make sure they change this behavior because they know you deserve better than that. So I appreciate that. Because you deserve to be respected. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.